Now let us find Z transform of cos n theta and sin n theta. For that, let us see two results. E raised to I theta, as we know, cos theta plus I sin theta. E raised to minus I theta is cos theta minus I sin theta. Now if we add these two results, we get cos theta is equal to e raised to I theta plus e raised to minus I theta by 2. When we subtract these two results, we get e raised to minus I theta minus e raised to minus I theta by 2. That is I sin theta. Now Z transform of cos n theta and Z transform of sin n theta. Now we know that e raised to I n theta is cos n theta plus I sin n theta. So Z transform of e raised to I n theta, take Z transform on both the sides. We get Z transform of cos n theta plus I into Z transform of sin n theta. Now Z transform of e raised to I n theta, rewrite it as Z transform of e raised to I theta whole raised to n. So now this is of the form Z transform of k to the power n. Z transform of k to the power n, as we know that it is z upon z minus k. So here replace k by e raised to I theta. So we get z upon z minus e raised to I theta. Now let us rationalize the denominator here. Z, keep it as it is. Denominator as it is. Multiply and divide by e raised to minus I theta. That is z minus e raised to minus I theta upon z minus e raised to minus I theta. Numerator multiply these two and keep it. Denominator multiply these two. When you multiply, you get z square minus z into e raised to minus I theta minus z into e raised to I theta plus 1. And in the numerator, z as it is, e raised to minus I theta is nothing but cos theta minus I sin theta. And in the denominator, z square, in these two terms, take z out. So we get inside the bracket e raised to I theta plus e raised to minus I theta, multiply and divide by 2 because we want to add this plus 1. And when we add this, you get it is cos theta. So denominator z square minus 2z cos theta plus 1 we get. And in the numerator, z as it is cos theta minus I sin theta. Now here multiply z to real part once, multiply z to imaginary part once. If you multiply z to real part, that is z into z square, z into cos theta, then minus this becomes plus z into I sin theta in the denominator. So now here left hand side we have written z transform of e raised to I n theta. E raised to I n theta is nothing but cos n theta plus I sin n theta. So now separate real and imaginary parts. Z transform of cos n theta is this, that is real part. Z transform of sin theta is the imaginary part. Now similarly Z transform of sin theta is the Z sin theta upon this. Now let us find the Z transform of a to the power n cos n theta. This we will obtain using damping rule. It is nothing but Z transform of a to the power n into un. First let us find Z transform of un. In that our un is cos n theta. In that replace z by a. So z transform of cos n theta just now we have obtained, it is z square minus z cos theta upon z square minus 2z cos theta plus 1. Now in this result replace z by a. Okay, and then simplify numerator and denominator, you get the answer z square minus az cos theta upon z square minus 2az cos theta plus a square. Now let us study one important property of Z transform, that is the shifting property. In shifting property, we are studying both right shifting property as well as left shifting property. If Z transform of un is equal to u bar z, then Z transform of un minus k is equal to z raised to minus k u bar z, where k is greater than 0. Now, we know that Z transform of un is equal to summation n is equal to 0 to infinity un z raised to minus n. Similarly, Z transform of un minus k is nothing but summation n is equal to 0 to infinity un minus k z raised to minus n. Now, since un is equal to 0 for n less than 0, un minus k is equal to 0 for n is equal to 0, 1, 2 till so on k minus 1. Therefore, Z transform of un minus k is equal to summation n is equal to k to infinity. Why? Because for a negative suffix, that is n less than 0, un will be 0. Therefore, un minus k will also be 0 for n is equal to 0, 1, 2. When we put n is equal to 0, it is minus k, negative suffix. Therefore, this will be 0. So, up till k minus 1, un minus k is equal to 0 we get. So, if I substitute n is equal to k, then u of 0 I get. That is a positive suffix. So, I can get some It is a function. So n is equal to k to infinity un minus k z raised to minus n. Now expand the summation by substituting n is equal to k plus 1, k plus 2 till so on. So if you put n is equal to k, you get u of 0 z raised to minus k, plus put n is equal to k plus 1 u1 z raised to minus k plus 1 till so on. And here in this series z raised to minus k is common, take it out. So we get u naught u1 z raised to minus 1 plus u2 z raised to minus 2 and so on. This is equal to z raised to minus k as it is. This is nothing but summation n is equal to 0 to infinity un z raised to minus n. And this is also denoted by u bar of z. Therefore z transform of un minus k is nothing but z raised to minus k into u bar of z. Now let us see left shifting property. Left shifting property, it is if un z transform of un is equal to u bar z, then z transform of un plus k is nothing but z raised to k u bar z minus u naught u minus u1 z raised to minus 1 till so on u k minus 1 z raised to minus k minus 1. Now let us see the proof. Z transform of un plus k, using a definition of z transform, it is summation n is equal to 0 to infinity un plus k z raised to minus n. Now this is summation n is equal to 0 to infinity un plus k z raised to minus n minus k into z raised to k. If I simplify these two, again I'll get z raised to minus n. That's why add and subtract z raised to k. Now this is z raised to k, take out. Summation n is equal to 0 to infinity un plus k z raised to minus of n plus k we get here. On expanding the summation, so that is go on substituting n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 till so on, we get z raised to k as it is. This is uk z raised to minus k if you put n is equal to 0. Then if you put n is equal to 1, uk plus 1 z raised to minus k plus 1 plus till so on. Now this is z raised to k. This is u naught plus u1 z raised to minus 1 plus u2 z raised to minus 2 till so on uk minus 1 z raised to minus of k minus 1. We are adding this for our convenience. And this middle series, keep it as it is. And as the above series, same we are keeping. Now only we are adding and we are subtracting. u naught u1 z raised to minus 1 u2 z raised to minus 2 till so on. So now this is equal to z raised to k as it is. This full is nothing but u naught u1 u2 till so on uk minus 1 plus uk plus uk plus 1 till so on till here. It is nothing but un z raised to minus n. And this series we are writing as it is, minus of u naught plus u1 z raised to minus 1 u2 z raised to minus 2 as it is we are writing. So now this is equal to z raised to k as it is. This full thing, that is summation n is equal to 0 to infinity un z raised to minus n is nothing but u bar z, and this is minus u naught minus u1 z raised to minus 1 minus u2 z raised to minus 2 till so on uk minus 1 z raised to minus k minus 1. Now this is the proof. Let us write the note here. Now using this left shifting rule, we have proved z transform of un plus k is equal to so much. Okay, that means up till k minus 1 terms we are writing. Z transform of un plus k, it is z raised to k outside u bar z minus u naught minus u1 z raised to minus 1 till so on up till k minus 1 terms uk minus 1 z raised to minus k minus 1. If I consider z transform of un plus 1, then one term less than this, that is z outside u bar z minus u naught. Okay, u bar z minus u naught. If I consider z transform of un plus 2, then one less than this, that is z square as it is u bar z as it is u naught minus u1 z raised to minus 1. Z transform of un plus 3, one less than this, that is u2 z raised up till u2 z raised to minus 2. Now let us see problems. show that z transform of 1 upon n factorial is e raised to 1 by z, and hence find z transform of 1 upon n plus 1 factorial, z transform of 1 upon n plus 2 factorial. Now, z transform of 1 upon n factorial, it is same as z transform of un. Un is 1 by n factorial. So using the definition, summation n is equal to 0 to infinity, this is 1 by n factorial, z raised to minus n. Expand the summation, put n is equal to 0, 1 by 0 factorial is 1, put n is equal to 1, 1 by 1 factorial is 1 by 1, z raised to minus 1, 1 by 2 factorial is z raised to minus 2, and so on. Here 1 as it is, then this 1, z raised to minus 1, it is in the numerator, 1 upon z upon 1 factorial. This is z raised to minus 2, that is 1 by z square upon 2 factorial, 1 by z cube upon 3 factorial. Now, we know that e raised to x is 1 plus x square by 2 factorial, x cube by 3 factorial, and so on. Here in place of x, we have 1 by z. Therefore, it is nothing but e raised to 1 by z. So, z transform of 1 upon n factorial, we have proved that it is e raised to 1 by z. Now, let us find the value of z transform of 1 upon n plus 1 factorial. Now, z transform of 1 upon n plus 1 factorial. We already know that z transform of un plus 1 is nothing but z into u bar z minus u naught. Similarly, z transform of 1 upon n plus 1 factorial, it is equal to z transform of e raised to 1 by z minus 1 upon 0 factorial. Here, u bar z is nothing but e raised to 1 by z minus u naught. U naught is nothing but 1 upon 0 factorial. Okay, replace n by 0. Un, it is 1 by n factorial. U naught, 1 by 0 factorial. This is equal to z out e raised to 1 by z minus 1 upon 0 factorial is 1. Why? Because u bar z is e raised to 1 by z and un is 1 by n factorial. Therefore, u naught becomes 1 by 0 factorial. Now, similarly, we can find the z transform of 1 upon n plus 2 factorial. We know that z transform of un plus 2 is z square into u bar z minus u naught minus u1 z raised to minus 1. Therefore, z transform of 1 upon n plus 2 factorial is z square out. U bar z is e raised to 1 by z minus u naught is 1 upon 0 factorial, that is 1, minus u1 is 1 upon z. Now, initial value theorem. Let us see two important theorems of z transform. Initial value theorem and final value theorem. Now, let us see initial value theorem. Statement: if z transform of un is equal to u bar z, then limit as z tending to infinity u bar z is equal to u naught. Now, let us see the proof. Now, according to the definition of z transform of un is equal to summation n is equal to 0 to infinity un z raised to minus n. Z transform of un is also written as u bar z. U bar z is equal to, expand this summation by giving the values n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, so on. If I put n is equal to 0, u naught, z raised to 0 is 1. Put n is equal to 1, u1 z raised to minus 1, u2 z square, and so on. Now, take limit as z tending to infinity on both the sides. Limit as z tending to infinity u bar z is equal to limit as z tending to infinity u naught plus u1 z raised to minus 1 plus u2 z raised to minus 2, and so on. Now, we have written like this. If z tending to infinity of these terms is only u naught. Why? Because if I put z is equal to infinity, u1 upon infinity, anything upon infinity is 0. Here also anything upon infinity is 0. So, this is only u naught I get. Therefore, limit as z tending to infinity u bar z is equal to u naught. Now, similarly, from this statement, u bar z is equal to u naught plus u1 z raised to minus 1, u2 z raised to minus 2. If I shift this u naught to left side, then I get u bar z minus u naught. This is equal to u1 upon z, u2 upon z square, u3 upon z cube, so on. Now, this z, take z common and shift it to other side. Z into u bar z minus u naught is equal to, z is taken that side, so u1 I get, and one z is shifted to other side,